Your bird flies toward you and lands on your shoulder. After a little while, it slowly starts nibbling your ear. You enjoy this and think to yourself, "My budgie loves me." Yes, that's true, but that's only half the story. I recently lost my budgie, Mango. Every time he nibbled my ear, I used to say he loved me so much, and I returned that love every single time. But there were some things I didn't know. In this video, I'm telling you the real truths behind ear nibbling. They're all very simple, everyday things. The last point is one you absolutely must learn. Once you learn it, you'll look at your budgie in a completely different way, because most people never bother with it, never even know about it. You will. 1. This is not a kiss. It's an invitation, have you ever noticed? Before the nibbling, your budgie watches you and then approaches, as if it has made a decision. Most budgie owners call this a show of affection. Yes, that's true, but it's incomplete. What nobody tells you is this. Allopreening. What is it? It's letting someone else take care of your feathers. In the wild, budgies don't do this casually. They do it deliberately and willingly. If a bird in the flock chooses to nibble another individual, it means that individual is trusted. In other words, the one doing the nibbling is the one showing trust. Bird behavior experts call this social bonding. So if your bird watched you, landed on your shoulder, and nibbled your ear, it has accepted you into its flock. And this choice is not made lightly. Because your budgie has been watching you for weeks. Like an agent, it has been studying everything from the tone of your voice to the speed of your movements. And at the end of this detailed assessment, it comes to you. From now on, observe closely. What does it do before nibbling you? Is it agitated? Calm? Noticing this will help you understand your budgie's language. 2. Pressure and rhythm. Tell you everything. Now, what about the way it nibbles? Do you think it's always the same repeated motion? Most people think it's always the same nibble. That's a bit funny, like thinking someone talking to you is just making noise because they're making sounds. I think about it this way. My budgie Mango never nibbled me the same way twice. I only understood all of this afterward, of course. What nobody tells you is this. The speed and rhythm of the nibbling carry completely different messages. Light, repetitive, rhythmic nibbling is a normal grooming request. Your budgie is pointing to a spot and saying, "Hey, take care of this area." Hard, abrupt nibbling is a boundary notice. "Hey, that's enough. Stop." Slow, wandering nibbling is exploration, meaning it's still getting to know you. Observational studies in the Journal of Avian Medicine and Surgery show that captive parrots use changes in pressure consciously. So there are no accidents here. This is communication. From now on, observe carefully and ask yourself, fast or slow, hard or soft? Find the answer yourself. My budgie Mango did almost all of these to me. Now I know every single one of them. But for me, it's too late. For you, it isn't. 3. Why the ear? This is no coincidence. Have you ever asked yourself this question? Why always my ear? Most people say it's purely coincidence. Maybe it likes the ear. Maybe because it sticks out and is easy to reach. But if that were true, budgies would nibble every soft, protruding spot they could find. Of course, that's not the case. Budgies' eyes give them nearly 360-degree vision. Because of this, they have difficulty seeing the back and top of their own head, and they can't reach those spots themselves either. So they leave the areas they can't reach to the friend they trust the most. It really is that simple. A little empathy, just like us humans. The people we trust. Avian vets call these areas social zones. One more thing not to forget. If your bird is offering you this trust while you're busy with something else, checking your phone, getting up and leaving, that is rejection in its eyes, and it registers that in its memory. From now on, pay close attention to this. When your bird is nibbling your ear, slowly bring your hand toward its head without startling it. If it flies away, it's not ready. If it leans in, congratulations. You've accepted the invitation. Not having ever done this with my mango is something I find deeply sad. Most of the mistakes were mine. 4. This is a ritual, even a contract. So why is this nibbling, this behavior, so persistent? Why do they do it almost every day? You might call it habit or boredom, but I'm sorry, that's wrong. Because in flock animals, what we call habit is most often a ritual. It's actually about maintaining the bond between individuals. In the wild, budgies perform what we call allopreening several times a day. Studies at the University of Vienna show that this ritual regulates the hierarchy within the flock and even reduces stress. Interestingly, birds that don't take part in this ritual can gradually become isolated from the flock. I understand my budgie Mango better now. He was actually still speaking to me the way he would in the wild. I didn't understand it. He simply saw me as his flock. On the days I didn't participate in the ritual, distance grew between us. I understand that better now. Don't do what I did. When your bird starts nibbling, if at all possible, put down whatever you're doing. Just 5 minutes. Those 5 minutes truly matter enormously to them. If you don't do it, next time it will come a little later. Take this seriously. Otherwise, after a while, it will stop coming at all. Gradually, the ritual will end. 5. Mango taught me how this ends silently. One day I noticed that Mango had grown distant and was no longer coming to my ear. I told myself it was normal and didn't pay attention. Maybe he was in a bad mood, maybe tired, but this silence stretched on for too long. And instead of wondering why, instead of solving the problem, I focused on my own affairs. Avian vets evaluate this kind of change as a clinical sign, meaning when a budgie that regularly nibbles suddenly stops. That is a significant event, just like feather plucking. From now on, be vigilant and keep a record. How many times did it come to me today? What did it do this week? Absolutely do this. 6. Paradigm breaker. You are its mirror. Here is the final point I mentioned at the beginning of the video. And I promise it will change everything. Your budgie nibbled you, and you respond with your voice, your hand. Naturally you think, I'm showing it love. Yes, you're right. But consider this. It doesn't just love you, it is actually training you. Because in the flock, allopreening is not one-directional. When one individual starts nibbling, the other reciprocates with the same behavior. This is in fact a contract. You take care of my zone and I'll take care of yours. Deal? So that's exactly why, when your bird nibbles your ear, it is telling you, your turn. But what do we do? How cute, how adorable. Do we understand it? No, I'm not blaming you. I went through the same things. I never truly understood my budgie Mango. But from now on, pay attention, because this is a request. Groom me. Touch the top of my head. See me. In the wild, individuals who break this contract are gradually avoided. Your pet bird still speaks the same language and still sees you as its flock. The reason it expects this from you more than anyone else is because it has no other option. From now on, do this. When your budgie comes to your ear, gently stroke the top of its head with your fingertip or the tip of your nail. See how it reacts. If it leans toward you, if it closes its eyes, you've just signed the contract. In the truest sense. The common thread running through all 6 points is this. Your budgie is actually talking to you, telling you things, through nibbles, rhythm, silence. You just need to know. You need to learn how to listen. Mango taught me this through lived experience. I hope you don't have to lose yours the way I did in order to learn. Now, I have one request for you. Don't just like or subscribe. Write your bird's name in the comments. Do it for Mango. And before I forget, if you've listened all the way to here, you are someone who truly values their bird. That changes a lot. Stay tuned, more is coming.